Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, second year students. This is our lecture. We're still with Oldman and the Sea. We're still in the fourth day in the struggle between Santiago and the Marlin. We said that in the last lectures that these lectures are, we consider them as what? As a raising action. Now in this lecture it is a climax. Why? Because the struggle reached to its highest position. Now the struggle between Marlin and Santiago comes to its end. Okay, what happened? Do you remember last lecture when the Marlin makes circles around Santiago? So Santiago decides to hook the Marlin with his harpoon, but he knows where and when, and this time exactly comes to Santiago, and he is going to hook the Marlin through all these bays that there is close struggles between the two. Santiago becomes weaker than before, tired than before, and the fighting is heroic in a heroic way to achieve his goal. What he said, "You are killing me, fish," the old man thought, "but you have a right to. Never have I seen a greater or more beautiful or calmer or more noble thing than you, brother. Come on and kill me. I don't care who kills who." So what do we have in those lines? He don't care about the result, about the outcome of this struggle. The most important point is what is the struggle itself. He is fighting for the sake of fighting. So he is fighting heroically. In all his struggle we have concepts of manhood, concept of heroism, and we comment on what kind of hero is Santiago. He is modern hero, modern tragic hero. He is not after materialistic things. He is not after money. He is not after the fish as a source of making money. No, the fishing for him is the source of the life. So he went just to improve his ability of fishing. That's why he entered to this struggle. This in those lines. So we have concept of what? Concept of heroism, concept of manhood. Also we have what? He is the one who appreciates his enemy. Also he described the fish as what? As a brother. So both of them are equal. The fish and Santiago are similar to brother. Again, it is religious allusion to a famous story in the holy books. What do we have also? So many times he just praised the Marlin, just describe the Marlin in what? In positive adjectives. Always he praised its form. It's as if it is as if it is the queen in this sea. Also the last moments in his struggle with the Marlin, he tried to gather all his pain, his strength, and his pride, and hook the Marlin. These are the last moments in his struggle with the Marlin. Now he is going to kill the Marlin and fish the Marlin. So he get the Marlin at the end. Here it is a heroic fighting again. He gathered all what he remains in him. He is very tired. He is an old man. He spent 4 days in struggling alone with a huge fish, and at the end he could achieve his goal. What do we have also? Now he took his harpoon and the fish jumped in the air, so above the sea, and he could kill it or hooked it in its heart. And we talk about the symbolism, why he chose this part of the body, why not in its tail or in its head, for example. No, because there is an emotional contact between the two. There is a emotional bond between Santiago and the Marlin. So at the end. No, it is not the end. It is the end of the struggle, but it is not the end of the story, because this life fills with so many struggles. Sometimes you choose the struggles by yourself, another time you are enforced to enter to a struggle, as we are going to see what happened for Santiago after the finish of this struggle. Now this is the end of the struggle with the marlin. Yes, he get the marlin and he hooked it. It is very huge fish. And what he said, I have caught this fish, which is my brother, and I must do the slave work. So what do you think? What is the slave work? And why he consider it as a slave work? Let's complete. Till this point, he considered the fish as his own brother, his own goal. He loved this fish. And what he said now, he is happy of completing this mission, and he considered this fish as what? As his fortune. Of course, he don't mean materialistic way. He don't mean the money he is going to sell the fish and get money in return. No, it is his own fortune. In what way? In a way that he prove for himself, and he is going to prove for others and tell others fishermen that he achieved to get the fish. He achieved to get such a huge marlin. He could not believe his size, because it is what? It is very huge, and he is wondering how much it cost, how much its size, because it is real achievements. For a man in his age, it is real achievement. It's supposed to what? It's supposed to be catch or fished by numbers of fishermen, not only one old fisherman. So this is real achievement for Santiago, and he is a pride in himself now. Now he remember the player Great Dimaggio, that if the Great Dimaggio now present to observe me in this situation, that he is going to be proud of me today, because he don't have one sport. He don't. He means that his legs is not broken, but he has another wounded, another blood in his body, his face, his hand, and his left hand is cutting 2 times. So he has difficult situations or difficult circumstances. He has difficulties. He has sufferings. Despite all these sufferings, he could or he achieved his goal. He made his aim exactly what he went at the end. So he proud in himself. He proud in and he thought that Dimaggio, the player, that the one who consider him as a model for him, and we talk about this point so many times in previous lectures, that why he select this player, why he loved this player, exactly this player, because there are so many similarities between this player and Santiago. Now he remember him, that he went to show his achievement for the Great Dimaggio, for the boy, and for other fishermen. These are important points here, students. Now he is very happy, and he is wondering whether it is a dream or it is reality, whether he is really get the marlin, or it is just he is dreaming. And also he talked so many time in different paragraphs about the size of the marlin. It is huge, and it is difficult to take the whole marlin in his boat. So he tried to prepare the boat and to draw or hold the marlin, and brought it completely into the boat, because it is very huge, and he is still in his dreaming, whether it asking whether it is dream or reality. He could not believe himself, because this is real victory at the end. He achieved what he planned, what he went, and finally he could prove for himself before others that he is real and successful fisherman, and he still has the ability of fishing. It is just 1 hour that separated between getting the fish and appeared the first shark hit him. So here we appeared another character. It is the shark, and uh, everything in this story has a symbolic meaning. You know Ernest Hemingway. He depends heavily on the symbolism. Now the shark appeared, and the shark was not an accident, of course. He said that the shark appeared and attacked Santiago. So Santiago, it is just 1 hour that separated the first struggle to enter into another struggle. It is the another struggle that is surrounded what Santiago, that he forced to enter to this struggle. Now the shark attacked Santiago. He went to take the marlin, because you know when he killed the marlin or fished the marlin, I mean Santiago, the blood spreading and mixing with the water, and you know that the shark follow the smell of the blood. So here the shark is going to attack Santiago in an attempt to take the marlin from him. So this is what happened exactly after only 1 hour. He feel within himself that he is happy and he get the marlin. He couldn't believe himself, but it is just 1 hour to be attacked by a strong wicked enemy, that is the shark. The shark, and look here, look to the description of the shark. Actually, even the description, if we read it carefully, it is correct the description correct some sort of danger, some sort of fear within the reader, to create a fear atmosphere, to add a sense of horror to the story, as if it is wicked enemy. He went to attack Santiago to destroy his victory and to eat the marlin. This is exactly what happened for the shark. Students, I want you to focus on this point and to read more about the symbolism of the shark and the symbolism of the second battle. Now we have an old man who just complete first struggle and enter to another struggle. You can imagine in the difficult situation that he found himself in. Now, of course, there is a difference between the two struggles. And the first struggles that Santiago enters to it, he went. First of all, he chose it by himself. He chose to enter to this struggle by himself. Okay, when he decided to go alone in this sea trip to improve his own abilities, so he chose this by his own self, and he has a goal, he has an aim in entering such struggles, and also he has a choice to stop the struggles and return to his own home with empty hands. All these things happened when the first struggle with the marlin. Now he is going to enter to another bad struggle, evil struggle, grim struggle, that is with the shark. But the matter is different. Now he doesn't have any ability of choice. That he is enforced to complete the fight till the end. Now he is enforced to face this wicked enemy. Now he is enforced to complete this, or to define himself. So what do we have here? Here we have another struggle, but is completely different from the first struggles. This is the idea here. If these students focus on the description of the shark and the symbolic meaning of the shark and the comparison between the first battle and the second battle between different enemies. Even the situations are different. Now he was full of resolution, yes, Santiago, but he had little hope. The hope is an important point, or the important aspect within our personality as a human being. We supposed always to have a hope to complete our life, to overcome whatever difficulties you find. Here Santiago is completely hopeless. He is without hope. But at the beginning, يعني through all this struggle, the second struggle, we are make a comparison with the first struggle. You remember at the beginning of this story, when he entered to the first struggle, he is full with hope to get the marlin. Now he is had a little hope because he reached to this realization that this is the reality, that he is an old man. He couldn't fight, or he couldn't fish as before. If he is, for example, if he is younger than this age, maybe he could save the marlin and return with the marlin, complete body of the marlin to his home. But he realized that it is impossible to complete this fighting. This is the second fighting. Okay, so he has a dream to or hope to save the marlin, but it is impossible because he knows that his enemy is a very wicked, very dangerous, and it is not only one fish. Sorry, it is not only one shark. It is they are so many. They are going to what? They are going to surround him. Again, he is going to use his own harpoon and rope to kill the shark, and he hooked the shark where on his head. Look to the part of his body. He destroyed his head, and it is why, because it is the location of brain. He went to destroy the center of this enemy, and he achieved this. Yes, he killed the this shark, and he destroyed his brain, but at the same time he lost so many things. This is the second battle, but he lost so many things. What he lost? He lost hope. Okay, he lost what also? He lost hope in this struggle, in himself. He lost 40 pounds of flesh of the body of the marlin. So because the shark ate part of its body, and also he lost his harpoon, he lost his rope. So يعني technically speaking, he lost all his equipment, all his tools to complete fighting the next fighting. Now he is completely alone, armless, without any equipments in this sea or in this battle. Also he lost part of the body of the marlin itself. So these are this is the result of the second battle. Now if I ask you, is the Santiago in the second battle, I mean with the first shark, is he loser or winner? What you are going to ask me? Is Santiago loser or winner? Now he lost part of the body, he lost his harpoon, and he lost the rope. So what do you think? Is Santiago he is loser or winner? Now what he look also, he start to talk. He didn't like to look at the fish anymore, since had been mutilated. When the fish had been hit, it was as though he himself was hurt. Now he is completely destroyed now. Why? يعني within himself, that he feel that he is broken, because the shark destroyed, or let me say distort شوه ate part of the body of the marlin. When this shark did this, as if the shark ate part of his own body, I mean Santiago, not the marlin body. So he couldn't look to the fish anymore. Then he never looked to the fish after this battle. When the fish hit, as if it is his own, he himself hit him, not the fish. So why? Because he thought that this fish is represent to himself. The shark hit the fish. Actually, he hit his own ability. He hit his own strength. He his own pride. يعني this what Santiago feels when the shark hit the fish or destroyed the fish. So these are what this is the يعني this is what happened. This is the what Santiago feels after the end of the struggle with the first shark. Look how he feel in the end of the first struggle with the Marlin, and how he feel with the end of with the end of this struggle. يعني we can through all this story make a comparison between the two. Now he found himself that in this way that his achievements are destroyed, are he feel he is broken within himself. He feel there is no hope within himself. But what he decide? Look to the heroic way of fighting. Look to the gentle way of fighting. What he said. This is طبعا, by the way, this is one of the most famous يعني sentences in the whole story. Man is not made for defeat. Man can be destroyed, but not defeated. Yes, now the shark destroyed Santiago. The shark broke the Santiago, but Santiago is still victorious. Santiago doesn't feel within himself that he is defeated. Why? Because he is he decide within himself to kill this shark. He is going to complete this fighting till the end. Despite that he is without weapon, without rope, despite that he is alone, that he is tired, but he decided to complete his fighting. He tried to gather himself, he tried to be positive, and he talked within himself that to remember or to talk about anything cheerful, anything that make him happy. It is just closer time, minutes to be close to his home, to be within his to show the people what he achieved, despite that it is destroyed by it is hit by the shark. But within himself that he feels that he is very sad. He is without hope. But he tried to gather his courage, gathered himself, and to find a light of hope within himself. He talk because you know that hope is an important factor within ourselves. Man without hope is going to be what? To be completely similar to dead people. So that's why he is going to be with hope, to search for the hope. It is silly not to hope. But he thought, besides, I believe it is a sin. Look here, don't think about the sin. He within himself thought that it is a sin. Now, in the second struggle, when he lost part of the Marlin, start to another sense or another feeling, new feelings come to this fisherman, old man. It is sense of sin. Why he feel he is commit a sin? Now other than he is without hope, now it is a sin. After losing the Marlin or part of the Marlin, he feel that he commit a sin. So what do you think? What is this sin? I have not understanding what, but he think that he commit a sin. It is a new theme appeared here, students. That he thought that he commit a sin by getting the Marlin. This is a sin. So students, what do you think? I want you first to read for me about the sin as a theme in literature. It is not a new theme for us. We meet this theme where? In Black Cat by Edgar Allan Poe. So just refresh your memory, just to remember the four stages of this sin, and I want you to apply them to this case, Santiago's case. In what way? How far is Santiago sinful or not? Why he feel he commit his sin? What pushed him to feel that he commit the sin? And it is clear that he said you killed him for a bride. He killed, Santiago killed the Marlin because of the bride, not because anything else. So this is a sin. This reminds us by what? By Abel's son, when Cain killed his brother. So what happened? Because of he is feel jealousy, he is killing his brother. So this is so he is sinful or not? Of course he is sinful, because there is he is pushed or dominated by his own evil side and commit this crime. The same thing happened with whom? the same thing happened with Santiago, that he is going, he dominated by his own pride and commit his sin. That's why he feel that he is sinful. Please students, just refresh your memory with the theme of sin, just to remember the four stages of the sin, and we are going to apply them to the case of Santiago in the lecture. So your duty for this lecture is that to prepare for the theme of sin and to tell me something about the symbolism of the shark, what the shark means, or what the symbolism meaning of the shark. And finally, he talk about I must not deceive myself too much. So I kill him in self-defense. I kill him well. So he must not deceive myself. So it seems that he realized that Santiago deceived himself. But in what way? He deceived himself that he have ability to complete the fighting till the end. He have ability to fighting regardless to the concept of age, regardless to the concept of time. يعني we can't, as a human being, we can't hold the time for us forever. يعني we are agree or disagree with this reality. We are going to become older than before and weaker than before. So we're supposed to accept this natural law. This idea in this universe is that we are going to grow up. We can't hold the strength forever, the youth forever, the beauty forever. So this is the concept of what of time here. You remember, يعني this concept, especially in poetry, with most of the poets of the 16th century and the 17th century, they talk about the immortality, they talk about the concept of time, and here it seems that Santiago stand against the natural laws, against the destiny of this universe, that he went to be strong forever, he went to be young forever. What this is impossible. He's supposed, what we are as a human being, we're supposed to respect and accept with this natural law. We are sooner or later we are going to grow up and we are going to lose our strength, our youth, and our beauty. So these things are not immortal things. These things are what are transient things. This is the end of the lecture. Thank you very much.